YouTube family, what is up, everybody? This is Grown B from Combo Nation, and man, this is gonna sound weird talking about this 2 years later, but Sparking Zero, even after all the changes and the updates and the balances, they did a great job of making these strong characters feel strong. And don't get me wrong, it's insane. Deep down in my heart, as a Tenkaichi fan, I love it, but it is an absolute struggle if your intention was not to pick those characters, especially as it pertains to single battle. So I've been playing ranked and I use GT Goku, and it has just been an experience. But what I have realized is the moments where I'm able to get some skill points together, transform into something like SS3 or SS4, I feel like the battle goes a little bit differently. And I went into a player match earlier, casuals, and I went ahead and went in there with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and I did that because I started to realize that I wanted to be a little bit better with Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the event that I needed to, you know, farm some skill points, transform in order to be able to compete with some of the higher tier characters, even when I am starting out the match with GT Goku. So that kind of foreshadows something that I'm going to say a little bit later. But as I experience like having a stronger character and what it really means in the fight, it's extraordinary. When I'm using GT Goku, if you miss 2 super counters, you're still in pretty good shape, right? Because, you know, he's not doing that much damage in his basic attack. Even if I get up to maybe Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 3, you start to get into a little bit of trouble. But I can't tell you how many situations, like, I'm really whooping up on somebody, like a Beast Gohan or whatever, and then he just manages to get a couple of super counters off. I miss 2 of my super counters, and then I'm just dead right off rip. And I'm not complaining about that. I think that is good. As frustrating as it is, I think it's good, because what's the point, right? The strong character should be strong. If I see Beast Gohan in front of me, you know, I should feel a little bit intimidated because I had the chance. I could have picked Ultra Instinct. I could have picked Orange Piccolo. I could have picked Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or something. I didn't, right? I get that. But it has also created, you know, that little bit of feeling of, man, like you're gonna have to do some outplaying. You're gonna have to do some outplaying for real in order to be able to show up. And of course, you know, I've had my fair share of beating Ultra Instinct. I've had my fair share of beating Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the other Gogetas. I've had my fair share of wins against higher DP characters, right? So, but what I am thinking about is, wouldn't it be kind of interesting as it pertains to ranked because I remember in Dragon Ball Fighters, and this used to be pretty consistent with a lot of fighting games. If you got matched up with somebody for whatever reason that was several ranks higher than you, if you won that match, you would actually get a little bit of a bonus, right? You'd get a little bit of additional rank points or whatever to say, man, you beat somebody that really should be quote unquote better than you, right? Now, we know how the different rank systems work. Just because somebody is in B rank doesn't mean that they're not good. Just because somebody is in A rank doesn't mean they're great. Just because somebody, you know, we get that. But I also think that when it comes to a game like this, where it's very clear, right? This is different from other fighting games. Other fighting games still have tier lists, but they're not necessarily intentionally made by the developers. At least I don't think so. So if the game comes out and Sonic Fox and all the other guys realize that like Sub-Zero is meta this game because of certain things, I don't necessarily think that means that the developers set out to make Sub-Zero that way. It's just the exploration and the creativity and the way that the fighting game players study the game realize, oh, this character shows up in this particular way. Sparking Zero is different. They made certain characters very strong. They gave certain characters certain things to ensure that they have leverage in the match. Whether that be, and I think one of the main things is a turnaround. I think it's called a rolling cradle. To have that in this game makes such a big difference because you can just turn your person around and now you've eliminated a lot of their defensive options. So you put that on top of having a high basic attack. You put that on top of having a wild sense. You put that on top of maybe having a insta spark or an explosive wave. There's a lot of good abilities in the game when it comes to the skill points. They did a really good job with that. There's a lot of recurring tools in the game that allow them to make an objectively better character. And we know what that looks like because of the DP system. Is it too crazy to give a lower DP character a couple of extra bonus ranked points if they are able to beat somebody that has a higher DP character? Maybe we want to consider whether or not that higher DP character would lose more rank points or whatever. But I don't think that that's particular. I don't know. We've seen that before. We've seen that before in other variations of ranked systems in fighting games, as I mentioned before. And like I remember, I used to farm like trying to go up against higher ranked characters in fighters or in like Mortal Kombat games back in the day. I can't remember exactly which MKs, but fighting higher ranked characters and getting more bonus points and ranking up a bit faster because I was able to beat them a few times. Now here's where that can get a little tricky because a lot of these characters have transformations, right? Obviously in single battle, there's no way that you're going to be able to create Gogeta, right? Because you're not going to be able to fuse two different characters. But you can pick like a super version of Goku and go Ultra Instinct. You can pick GT Goku and transform into a Super Saiyan 4. So for many of these characters, you still have access to a lot of that power. But again, you're burning up a lot of resources, you're kind of trying to farm skill points, and the fastest way to get skill points is to get your ass beat. And so those skill points can really give you a hand in a lot of situations. An after image strike, a solar flare gets me out of a lot of different things for me to be able to kind of reposition myself. But sometimes it feels like still a losing effort. Sometimes it feels like I'm just stalling. If I know I'm going up against somebody good, it's only a matter of time before they get, you know, the right and that's another thing too. So many situations in Sparking Zero simply come down to a scramble, right? Everybody's throwing, you know, punch staggers into teleports and then trying to hit confirm into a turnaround, and it's just sometimes it's not even always that you just got outplayed. The right thing just so happened to happen for you, especially when it comes to things like side steps. People are throwing out punches, doing teleports, whiffing punches, teleporting behind their opponent, trying to you know, use a side step and all those different things. And if you know, you're going up against me and I'm GT Goku and you guess a couple of times wrong, you still get some chances. Where there's some characters in this game, you get 2 mistakes and you are done. 2 bad teleports, 2 bad side steps, miss a super counter, you're out, right? And again, I'm not saying that that aspect of the game should change. I think that it works really well. This is what OGs, when it came to Sparking Zero and Tenkaichi 3, like, we wanted this. We wanted that bit of a, hey, you get rewarded for picking the OP characters, but also give us a little something. Right? Give the people a little something if they're using a lower DP character and are still able to overcome all of the odds. The one thing that I would want to ask you guys, do you think that if there was something like that implemented, where somebody who maybe goes in with a GT Goku, a Yamcha, a mid Goku Z, just one of the lower DP characters, and they are able to rattle off some wins, maybe we give them a little bit of bonus points going up against that higher DP character? But do you guys think that the person who had the higher DP character should take a stronger hit as a result of losing? I think that opens up a can of worms because people may be, you know, switching accounts, this, that, and the other. But I wanted to know what you guys think about that. I've been actually having fun on Sparking Zero a lot. I'm playing more player match, and I think when I just kind of take a deep breath and go into it and say, you know what, this doesn't really matter. I'm playing my childhood favorite game that I wanted to return for over a decade. If I don't go to get a higher rank, or if I don't become a top 5 GT Goku, really, who cares? There's so much going on in this massive universe that it doesn't matter, right? And so that allows me to go into these games and really still be competitive, and in addition to the competition, have myself some fun. So thank you guys for checking out this video, because here we are at the end. If you liked the video, like it. If you think someone else might like it, share it. And if you want to see more, I really hope that you would subscribe.